I definitely have heroes. My first heroes would be my parents. They've taught me perseverance and discipline. They gave me that foundation I needed as a young woman to then move forward and achieve my dreams later on in life. I was fortunate enough to get accepted to the United States Naval Academy. It was the summer before my senior year at the Academy that I got a ride in an F-18. And that's the first time that I realized I can be a Marine and be a fighter pilot at the same time. This is the best of both worlds, count me in. And so I was selected to go to test pilot school. And it was during that time that I started looking at what are my future options going to be in the Marine Corps? What do I really want to do?
NASA says it's accepting applications for new astronauts.
Of the roughly 3,500 applicants NASA is expecting, only about 15 will be selected for training.
And I thought to myself, well, that's crazy. There's no way that I would ever be accepted to become an astronaut. And I went home and I spoke with my husband about it. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And he said, why would you ever pass up such an incredible opportunity? If you never apply, you're never gonna know if you could make it or if you could have made it. That really changed my perspective on life. So I applied to become an astronaut. And I was very fortunate enough to be selected in the class of 2013.
I'm thrilled to be joining the NASA team and looking forward to the next 2 years of training. Thank you.
And we've been training ever since, preparing to support current missions on board the International Space Station. And now we're preparing for the Artemis mission.
Just as the United States was the first nation to reach the moon in the 20th century, so too will we be the first nation to return astronauts to the moon in the 21st century.
Artemis and our mission to the moon is no longer some far-fetched dream or some science fiction idea. This is reality. We are going. What we're going to learn on the moon goes beyond space exploration. It benefits humans on Earth. It gives enthusiasm to our younger generation to go after their dreams and to help be a part of this evolution of our human race.
Kia ora, Colonel Nicole Mann. Warm greetings from your friends here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and the thousands of visitors here at Tauranga STEM Festival.
Kia ora, Aotearoa, New Zealand, and hello to everyone at the Tauranga STEM Festival. I am NASA astronaut Nicole Mann, commander of NASA's SpaceX Crew 5 mission. I had the privilege of living and working in space aboard the International Space Station for nearly 6 months as part of Expedition 68. During the mission, my crew and I contributed to hundreds of experiments and technology demonstrations. These experiments, conducted in microgravity, help us better understand and solve problems right here on planet Earth. At NASA, we're looking for individuals who want to make a difference. So if you have a passion for STEM, a desire to solve problems, and are constantly curious, a career in the space industry could be for you. Stay curious and keep asking questions. While I couldn't be there with you today, I'm excited to answer some of your questions. So let's get right to it.
Awesome. First up, we have Adele. She's 8 years old. Hello, Adele.
Kia ora. How fast did you fly in the spaceship? And was it scary?
Hi, Adele. I flew at 17,500 miles per hour on board the International Space Station. It was absolutely incredible. But while we're in space, we can't tell that we're moving that quickly since we're not accelerating. But if you look down the window at planet Earth, you can see we're flying over the planet and we orbit once every 90 minutes. While it was exciting, I don't think it was scary. And it wasn't scary because I knew what to expect. We went through years of training, and I have a huge team of folks on planet Earth that are there to support us, to make sure everything goes okay, and to help us out if we have any type of emergency.
When you were living on the ISS, what was one thing you didn't think would be important, but was?
That's a great question, Kel. So on board the International Space Station, I knew it was going to be important that we take care of ourselves and our team, but I didn't realize how important that was. You're extremely busy when you're living in space, and you're working very hard to execute all the science and the maintenance and the spacewalks on board. But it's also important that you take time to take care of your body and to take care of your mind. If you're busy all week long and you don't take any breaks, you'll find that you get burnt out. And then you're not as effective as a team member in getting your work done. And you're not as efficient in getting your work done either. So I found that at least once a week and maybe for 10 to 15 minutes every evening, I took time to look out the window, to read a book, to send some emails, maybe listen to music. Whatever it is that is helpful to you to kind of reset and take care of your body is very important.
What subjects did you enjoy in high school, and did they help you achieve your goal of becoming an astronaut?
Hello, Harry. Thank you for your question. When I was in high school, I really enjoyed all subjects, but I mostly enjoyed math and science. They were so interesting to me, and that education definitely helped me in my career as an astronaut. It laid the foundation in high school for studying those subjects that allowed me to take follow-on subjects in math and engineering when I was in college and in grad school. A lot of that information also taught me how to learn. So I learned the scientific method. I learned how to apply new technologies and new concepts. And so in my training at NASA, we learned so many different topics, but it's really that foundation in math and science that helped me be successful.
Look, it's been such a pleasure to have you join us, and thank you so much for taking the time to answer some questions from our young, curious Kiwi space fans. As an Indigenous woman in such a public-facing role, do you feel the responsibility to ensure that we continue to encourage that diversity in the space sector?
Absolutely. I feel that we have a unique responsibility to communicate our journey to the younger generation. You know, when I was little, I felt like it was very important that I wasn't identified as a female Marine or as a Native American engineer. But as I grew and had more experiences and kind of expanded my perspective of the world, I realized how important it is that we embrace our unique characteristics. And that's important because unfortunately, there are still places in this world where children face barriers. And by communicating to them, we can help them overcome those barriers, encourage them to gather the support of their community to help them when they're having a hard time, and to inspire them to dream. If they can dream it, they can do it, and it's our responsibility to support them in doing that.
The space sector is, and increasingly will be, the frontier for addressing those global challenges, both of the natural environment and our communities. And yet, women only make about 20% of that space sector workforce. This includes those support roles, but then it's even less in those technical roles. Unfortunately, that representation has remained unchanged for the last 30 years. What would you like to see happen to help change this paradigm?
I already think this paradigm shift has begun. Certainly at NASA, we have a very diverse astronaut corps and workforce. And here, truly, it is the qualified and capable that are selected for a job or to lead a mission. And I think it's important that we communicate that because NASA is leading the way and setting the example, hopefully for the rest of the world, how important it is that we embrace our diversity. A diversity is a reflection of the world and all the different people that live in it. So whether they're your race or your gender or your religion, that is not as important as being a qualified and capable member of a team. And hopefully we can inspire the world to follow that lead.
Thank you, Colonel Mann. It's been an absolute pleasure spending time with you, and we hope that you come to visit Aotearoa soon. Is there a final message that you would like to leave with us?
Yes, this is such an exciting time in human exploration. You're seeing the commercialization of low Earth orbit, and hopefully soon, the explosion of a population of people living and working in space. And not just government astronauts, but space tourists, scientists, engineers, artists. It's such an exciting time to see the developments that we have in low Earth orbit. And NASA now is shifting its focus to the moon and deep space exploration. We have the Artemis mission that will launch next year, 4 astronauts as part of Artemis 2 that will go around the moon and in deep space. We are testing out the systems of Orion, and eventually we will have sustained human presence on the lunar surface. This is a stepping stone for exploration in the future to Mars. So if you're excited about math and science and want to be a part of the space industry, we can use your help. All humans are going to come together in this effort to explore deep space.